Okay. Nimbola Vinaka. Nakabali besar na sema tiko mai na Vinaka ni kua sa votingo tini na miniti me vitu na kaloko marau ni ro sa sema ro mai na marama vitinani ro mbula Vinaka o marau taka ni kondo na ulutanga momona ulutanga Vinaka ulutanga sa lep sarvikana sa baka na mate tiko kina ito mbula Vinaka na bubali na wanga bono mbula Vinaka Miriam Moses ke kemunikeda na biwakani ni sema tiko mai na Vinaka ni kondo mbula Vinaka na sema tiko mai lambasa na bubala na liwa do mbula Vinaka mbula sia bikem ni na sema tiko mai taviuni bikem do na sema tar ngamai na yatulau babi ni Vinaka bakali bikem ni na do bakarong tiko mai seka ni ngui leva bikem ni na sema tiko mai na nugoyan don totoko mi kandavu bakatal nga kina yatu ya sawa balambalavu dolo bina bambula tal chunga bir tal nga na biwakan tu sema sar chunga na dari batu totoko bakawuti na biwakan ya rento sema tiko mai na bi madawa na nonton do vital no tiko na bi matanggali ulutanga bi Vinakasar and then do vital no tiko na sa do ni mengo na bulay balolo levo do tal na bula bo sa bola kan me da von kon empaki au ni taka ni do na empaki Vinaka weekend na empaki ngo ni bunga bir na lubender sa vitarong tiko en ngonongo banu ni Vinaka tiko en bir kensar kena non di mata bubale en non ra vito koni tiko na non ra vitarong na lubenda bakatal ngaki ni beira na tumbu-tumbu na non ra bakabini Vinaka tiko na non ra vito koni beira na lubenda kerbi busot tiko yani ni bember na nito tikibu na marama bewakani ko ya marataka ni kito sa semro yani lele busartar tiko maio sa kito sa sema ni go kantahu kena yatu ya sawa Vinaka vakalevu na no ni vakarong tiko mai na ka Vinaka ni ko ya me bakana kini vakarau vikim ni nanto vakarong tiko mai to langan to la ser na itik tiko ni program merani sule na ngona beira na be sema tiko mai mera sema rau mai ni ber tiko na nonta betalano Vinaka vakalevu ya na sere o bakatang takatiko na bidin na sina sautingo na sere alangata na lokuturanga nita o chese mudu na bitu bunga weekend da kila Vinaka na sere bembaleti biti sere ngo sere baka di Loloma bunga weekend da do kila Vinaka na sere baka Britania ya lako bata tiko ndona yalo na kena laki katoni mai na yalo ngo mai na mosi na mbaki ronondo lutin kadhiwa ni sembera na kena yado mai biti na COVID tin kadhiwa au ni taka ndoni na marotaka ni mbula ni mata Vinaka mai sa rong binakan din na serenggo di na ni sa naturangay kilitanian na rong binakan din tomo o chesi mo din bitu sa may maro itu kabongga tu na tomon weekend na sinubinakan ni kwenta marotaka ni may lang serti ko weekend mento lava na yawa sa tikngoy matanda na non rose matik mingoro na marama vitinani bunga bikim ni sa saravirau ena nungu programa ena non tu si chico sar mesier leon mai Afrika totok sara nito vitala no kiron na marama vitinani nito vitala no ngona ya sati ko na non ritu tu ni na lestal kina non to no mai viti ni sana mai dapat ko na non takaka na turang taman reto yang go rosa sia masarti ko mai na non to kor turang mai viti benda na pakambul sar virau rombul binakra maram vitinani ela wanga di babalai kay Leilah. Wanga di babalai.
Bula Vinaka, ni Bula Vinaka Dr. Teresa, ni Bula Vinaka tal nga kim ni na we kay kiraw na maram na turang ador na ngonela kay kim ni tal mek nga nalalay ni semati ko may na Talanoa kay Dr. Teresa and ka Vinaka ni kuwa.
Bula, I can't say everything in Fijian, but I'm just going to say hello and thank you, Dr. T, for having us again. So it's good to be back with you online.
Vinaka. Vinaka vakalevu. I've been following your journey as well, from Africa and hearing all your amazing programs that you and mom have been doing together, Leilah, especially the cooking one, because I love eating. And so it's very encouraging for our listeners, for many of you who are watching. Bunga bikim niyo nintu bak muretal nga may nanonro program na marama bitinan. Ito na bitan na taktal nga ni kuwa na nanonro program na marama bitinan se natapmak na buna. Eraw bakit tabi kina baka bitinan ng total nga nanonro program ni bika nandong garaba na marama nanon Loloma ni bale. Ano gito pala mo na gaibitar no kina ni berni tabo nito program. Iya, dara kri romanda meron na baka bikiliti ki romanda weekend so baka bikim ni segiri de rumpe kapakan dua meron na dui da buta matanga may na bunoron dui da butu mikina meto bikili raw to sana kay ngoleani bitalan no buku ni ulut tangang bimbi sabi talan ti kumikina na bita na sing sawoti na bulan ni biba katotongani si bulan rende eros tapos ko na marama kay naturan na beta buta talia siang wala nga ni biba katotongani ni bulan ni marama kay naturang talaga na Loloma ni matubal senatan na baka pertanya na domestic violence dotok na ulutang bimbi ulutang umane lebu ng basongan iya ni kuaro na marama bitina ni Roma tatakatik ko ni song na breaking the silence Fiji and then nagkikira romero na kay pakamadalakina marama tawag madaltikim ni matamay o tingi kiray Leilah menang kay pakamadaltik ko tayo nga weekend nando
nakvalevu Dr. Teresa tomando kiruwa bini nakvalevu anakalo isolito na ngalala and kabi binakani ko me kiro may Talanoa tali ke kemni na nomini bata ni Talanoa ni bengarabi na Talanoa with Dr. T tomanda na yadango Ela Waqanivavalagi na udabutu may na koro o nadula na tikina nadula may na yatu ya sambal malavu na marama tinangu nadano o Mary Smith o kaya na marama ni Wintongaloa marama ni noko may na sana wakaturango ra se matalanga wakanra kina sana wakaturango da konrobe kay na wano wakaturango rara levu baute levu may nanonggu tambana Dr. T na utingon nangay bakamadala takikoya na maraman dambe tokango nagay sulit ko sa armen na makamadala tay ko au makawati raki-raki ale kandabu tolin atola ni roisulsoli o gasinton do sa kiasi wawati muave may na yatulau ruana non rodorvo o Seth K. Spencer o tarabo Lona Jane o koe wawati talanga i kandabu wawati kandabu ro wenga rabiti ko mai na mai Northern Ireland do na tao ni Leilai na dana o benga se rosanga i wakamau ngango gay kena ngone don go Leilah-Marie dambe tong go Leila kaya da bit na maramati nango o nagay kire ko maybe bakilete ko Amanda Vinaka Malevu.
Hello everyone. My name's Leilah-Marie, like my mom's just mentioned. I'm the youngest of three, and the only one left with my parents right now. I'm from Raki-Raki-Ale Kandavu, and I'm Vasu Nazula Yasawa. We just recently moved back to Fiji, so it's good to be back home, settling back at home and being with family and friends. And Dr. T just mentioned we have a few things to share with you, and it's exciting to be back and be able to work with people with the same vision and mission to help our communities and our people here in Fiji. It's good to be back and to be on live with Dr. T again. Yeah, so that's just a few things about me.
So Vinaka, Leila. And that's something I always appreciate with you, Leila. I notice that you enjoy, spending time with mom, and I think for many of us, we have daughters, and when we see our daughters, working with us, enjoying spending time with us, and I notice that you help mom too with your own program. How do you feel, spending this time you have hanging out with this beautiful lady sitting next to you, Leila?
I mean, when I was younger, like when I was in high school, still at school, secondary, I probably didn't feel the same. I always wanted to hang with my friends, and but later on in life, you realize that there's seasons that you live through, and you won't always be with your parents. So I had friends that had single parents or friends that had lost their parents early, so that made me appreciate what I had. I find myself very blessed, very fortunate. So during this season, I mean, I'm growing older, and so I'm really living in this season and just appreciating my parents. There's a lot of responsibilities, like instead of them taking care of me, just like when I was younger, there are things that I'm responsible for to help them with like the everyday life. So even though at times it's not as easy or as enjoyable, but I'm appreciative of it, and I really make sure that every day I live in the moment, even if it's hard, or I'd rather like run away to my friend's place. But I realize that it won't always be like this, you won't always have your mom or dad there with you or living under the same roof. So it's just something that I reminded myself just to be aware of and be attentive and be present in. So that's one thing I keep in mind.
And I think, there's a lot of our young ones listening in tonight, and also mothers who are also listening, and dads. And I just want to acknowledge that because it's very special. Time changes very quickly. And so, to see you, spending time with mom, doing all the flower arrangements and cooking. So can you tell us a little bit about your online program that you and mom share, the Facebook group? Would you like to share with us a
Yes.
little bit?
Mom and I have a Facebook group called Mama and Me Quality Time.
We started off
we started off as mom and daughter quality time, but then we had agreed to change it to Mom and Me to be inclusive for the men or young boys that wanted to join. We didn't want to keep it excluded to just women, daughters, grandmothers, and nieces, because we had some members requesting to join that were young men and some fathers that joined with us. So we changed our group name to Mom and Me Quality Time. Some of the things that mom and I, especially mom, growing up with mom, she's very, might I say, talented with floral art and with cooking. And so we decided, especially during COVID, when we were back in Africa, we decided to start an online program on Facebook Live. We started with Zoom at first, doing just the basic things that like just cooking, table setting, things that mom taught my sister and I growing up. We realized that a lot of those things were far-fetched idea for a lot of other people, and they were really interested on learning these things. In my head, I thought it was a given, but I guess it was something that the Lord laid in our hearts to share with other people. And then we quickly realized actually that it was something people were really excited to learn, like stuff as basic as setting the table or trifle, the little recipes that we thought everyone knew. But so yeah, mom said, let's start a program online and just do little recipes, little things that we like to do. Yeah, how to make your bed, how to fold fitted sheets, like those things, the basic things. There are people that maybe don't have a motherly guidance or a motherly presence in their lives. So that's where we started off, just doing basic things. And then it slowly turned from starting from the social media platform. We started sharing with the ladies at my dad's office in Sierra Leone and inviting them home. I'm sure you've seen photos. We shared photos of doing the sessions with those ladies. They were really blessed. And now that we're back in Fiji, we're still doing the lives, and people are asking when we'll be able to do a face-to-face. So it's quickly growing. It's kind of getting a little bit overwhelming because people are asking for face-to-face now. So we really need to, I think there'll come a point where we need to rethink our approach. Yeah, there's some growth and increase in demand. So yeah, that's a slight brief on Mama and me quality time.
So that's wonderful. Vikim na barong ti kumai. Kaya kau ni via lewena talaga na program ya ningolangan na wala mata Facebook Mama and Me Quality Time. Totokan din dari na marama bitinani ngosaranga na yalo oro ni kai menda viva kung getikina nonda matabubale nonda viva lakati baka bitinani ir talaga na bitamani merabi bola kati talanga me levu na ngono ni Talanoa, levu na ngono ni Bibusaki, baleta ni na ulutan kito na Talanoa kini kuwa na listal may binaka and sarabasar tingango. Na bika na lakiado na matabubali na ngono sa bakawati kinendo na ngono leo sa na ngono sa bakawati kinendo na torobo na ngono rono stabo kinanrenre na saba merawda ka. Na sianga ni nraki Vinaka tunga na eva nangona no stava na rendre me baka kerosa na stava taltinga ke maramatau ela and na wili taltinga na bitalano na sigbirani ko. Thank you so much Leilah for sharing your story, and I think that's really important that we address the importance of daughters spending quality time with moms and vice versa, and not forgetting our sons as well spending time with their dads. Because that connects very well with the topic that we're gonna talk about today. So I'll come back to you, Leilah, after this. So now maybe torong wale madbita wela mona baka madal tak madamay na songo ni breaking the silence Fiji kero ni wasya matanga ni songo to those of you listening in. I'm going to ni songo erto binga rabitiko sang wala nga ibiti will tal tunga kina sotal na bi say Pasifika will tal kino ni Silandi bena pa madalam kino bolotao naka tawel.
Vinaka Dr. T. Vinaka na sungungo na kena na heva na mebaka sabo karita kiotitiko na breaking the silence Fiji na nanda boroka se nanda duru basikata na mbula ni ngalu na mbula ni ngalu na nanda ngalu ke na nanda senga ni rawa ni Talanoa taka na ngalala na kanda la kuduru matiko dala kuduru matu na breaking the silence Fiji was launched in 2015. Abakaido rindo na conference lebu ni marama na Vodafone Arena and ambaki rua nondolu when was that? 2013. 2013 rota ni dono dolo na maram. Mena vesa viti na wasa Pasifika wiliki na Australia ke New Zealand raya wata mai daka wata kina na song na Assemblies of God viti wata kina matenitu na matenitu daka wata kina matenitu na kena vivi baki na kena baki labo taki na kena mona taki na conference go membeleti kenda na marama rau au katalanga na conference go era na tavinda na marama na leo ni Fiji Women's Muslim League ara wili talanga kina na leo ni marama ni protindi saba asenga wala nga ni mbeleti kenda na marama ngone lewa lotu ba Kristo andola tu ala na besureti beir na ndui kai na ndui bakambota from all walks of life. It was a very successful conference, and well, in fact, we have another conference of the same type next year na bulochune may na karosa nga bulkawana ni singa kina karosa bulkawalo ni singa ni bulochune na bakikatumay sa register taki na Breaking the Silence Fiji mendua na NGO, non-governmental organization, and a faith-based organization as well. Kito baka mototiko na belutaki na Breaking the Silence Fiji kendua na ketiko na ngoni sala me na bukeki na non rambula o irara baka saurara takitu o irara maboa baka maboa taki living in abusive relationships and narawale nga na kukoni kalu. Sa tawale sa sangana matenitu sa sanga wer na we mataloto na we ngosanga ilako mata keve mai kitu wakambota ni senga ni rauni ndua ngana NGO mena rauni to put an end to human trafficking to child abuse na domestic violence se abuse na mga and ayanga weekend mendana daka bata may vale na tama na tina kaya na dorbo ke na ngwane lewa na mula ba kay tiko na bay koro na korbo babalangi and na daka bata there needs to be unity menda bay turling ataka na lengongo na lengango da merong da tingana maruan mga South Beka yado may narewa yado may Merika na be saivit so era reporte so sanga ni reporte era so taba ngalu tingan renrengo bela tembeka na non rere bela tembeka ni ramoku tiko bela tembeka ni rabosa takitiko era baka mandua lakitiko ia kwa ngane Dr. Tisa bimbisara we kenda to voko menda lako bata mai menda we talanoa awa Vinaka we Dr. T ni sulia beke rau na beitinani na kabnikua and dona ngonongo merani kero me talanoa taka na bikasa baka dortiko na Breaking the Silence the Silence Fiji esem soti ni songo lebu e vida nga na maramatina vida nga wiki mami na budi ngone ker na ngone leo arto na youth wingo e Leila ker to lebu tale na ngone leo na dorobo ki mami lako bata mai kim ngi bakambota ni sake na ngonongo me sanduri na Breaking the Silence Fiji sa kena ngonongo me kimamituthaki lako yani kina we tiko kito sa doi kalekana na tiko me kinoya do lo ado sarina kelo itailevu doi Ngawia, daka kena turang ni koro na nasi ba koro, daka kirna ngas ni buli ni kindergarten beka, daka kirna na marama leo ni songsongo, baka marama na me baka edori na be Talanoa, me daka na bebo saki, me kima mi reida vata, menda reida vata, se dava, e darani baka edora, me ramu keiki na o irango era ngalutiko, era tiko nga sang ni round kena dona kene bos taki baka pertania na giving voice to the voiceless, giving voice to the voiceless, speaking up for those who have no voice. Era mosta tiko, era sang ni rani Talanoa taka na vei kanrenre era laku rumah tiko. Questa ken asa bimbi sarkina bekenda menda laku matamai menda may witurlinga taka na tabi bimbingo and a non-rabuke sengwalingani na marama baka rita ketiko o Dr. Teresi sartal nga naturangan era bistaki oni natarong bekan do era bistaki madam naturangan era kokoa turang ni meter turang kokoa ya nangonong go sa tiko talanga indo na wili ni turanga maybe in the minority iya rasa so tawa talitik ngango nan renre ni kai wakto kai tiko na abuse sa na domestic violence sangay tiko talanga uir na ngone lalai era kuduwi era moku e baka dori tiko bira na baka raw kokoa era sanga ni raw ni Talanoa taka era wawatu mendua elako yani melebue tira dake mai ia madai tali menangay lako yani sa non dei tabi sarangao kenda na marama na dorbo na ngone lewa enda maru takatu na bulan kalala na non da dui tiko menda lako yani menda lei baka sangareira menda kotira mai mera mai buke mera mai baka sulumi mera mai baka taulivi mera mai baka rita kibira na dava na Loloma na Loloma around in the tukuna around in the muta but it takes a strong woman and a brave and a courageous man, young woman to step out of their comfort zones, the safety of their homes, to go out. Mendali revir o irango. Era tiny talk. I've spoken to a few after starting. I did a program last week. Bunway, kaya matakalilinga sa tundo na tukutuku. Dana maram. May one tani. Sabola mo ko na non tukutuku. And do tali the very following day. Tuku na talang ako yo talang awin na katamo talno takiyaw yani. Wasota sara au sa talno takiyaw au sa natukuniyaw mandangayani. After so many years, I'm speaking out for the first time. Iya nakanda binakata mera sereki because if they don't speak up, yer na besukiti ko nga iya ko ya bakaleka na bi ka dorti ko na breaking the silence Fiji Dr. T kebe ni bakarong ti ko mai oni ni talita ka na bingaraming go ni o ni kila ni raw ni na maybe mo kitalangan na maybe to kanibata menda salavata menda vakavata menda ko talangan na bakavengu na biwanua era dambe makadumo ulutu kina sona non dei tokani so sarngana wekanda era tu na vesai biti ke na vesai bura era wara ketumai na buke
Sa katotokan din ay au marata ka kau ni tukuna tawe alai na num tukuna maya na kainda na kava me baka batukana sa na kena baka pertanen baka na action speaks louder than words and anonda da bukalawa me da kavindo na kanda bukendo na matubu vale se da bukendo na ngone lewa se na daba ngana bi bukendo da kava bikim ni na baka rongo tiku mai rona bitan la takatiku na marama bitina ni songo gona breaking the silence ron gi wasiatal chunga sona kartu sa kabatiko and ang bitel ngakin na nom ni bitokun bikim ni na sema tiku mai na signi ko Leila, because mom mentioned that you were part of the youth wing, can you tell us about the youth group of the breaking the silence
For the youth wing, It's always been, we've always worked together with, it's more like with the members of Breaking the Silence. A lot of it is to do with like mothers and daughters as well, because mom and the ladies that had started Breaking the Silence, we all grew up together, and then there's our aunties and then there's their daughters. So we were naturally coming into Breaking the Silence and working with our mothers. And then we decided for us to start thinking about the youth aspect of Breaking the Silence. I mean, there's the communal programs that we're doing, but I think we thought that it'd be better if we went into specific areas like that significantly affected the youth. So just being back, we were planning while we were still meeting on Zoom and social media, but now that we're back in Fiji, community outreaches, and we're planning sessions with the young people that we've met in the community outreaches and seeing how we can better help them. So it's still in the planning phase, but in the community outreaches that we've done, the young people that have gone, because we've only arrived, but in the past outreaches, they've done programs with the children. And while the adults went to the side and spoke about topics that aren't good for children to sit through, the youth wing took the children aside and started teaching about, there's one program for kids to do is the good touch, bad touch.
Yes.
So they there's like a big Vanguard sheet, and then they draw a body, like just a silhouette, and then we explain to them, we want you to circle the parts of your body where you've been touched, but you think is the wrong, it's like taboo.
Not comfortable,
like where you feel uncomfortable, that nobody should be touching. And then we explain to them, these areas, your private areas, these are places that should not be touched. If someone comes close to you, you tell them, no, I feel uncomfortable. Like those little things, because children and young people, like even young people, they tend not to speak up. Especially in our culture, like if we're uncomfortable, like we just keep quiet.
We're afraid.
We're afraid to speak.
Of being hit and spanked. And
like to speak up for yourself. It's like a little bit taboo. So we're slowly introducing, especially to the little kids and even the teenagers and people growing up. Don't be afraid to speak out, because this is your body. You can say that you're not comfortable. You shouldn't touch me this way. Just to like stranger danger kind of things, So and maybe overseas those things are more common to learn, but in Fiji it's different because our cultures are different. So we're trying to introduce that in the community outreaches that we're doing, especially with the children,
with the little children.
Especially when they're growing up. Adults are different because we've already gone through like learning phases, but with kids, the core lessons to be learned, especially when they start school and they leave home and they go, when they're at school, they don't have their parents or elders to look after them or protect them from like potential dangers. So these little lessons, these basic lessons, is something that we try to introduce to the children and all
prepare
ages.
Them. To prepare them for the big world.
And I think you've covered, a lot of the topics are very sensitive. And you
Very
mentioned,
sensitive.
it's taboo in our culture, but I think it's about time that we need to be dealing with these issues, because these topics, if you just mentioned, Leila, these young girls one day will become, mothers in the future. Ni sebenarnya vakalevu, they have to learn all the things that is associated with life. And they're so blessed, I'm sure, to have them to hear, what you have prepared for them as a group. What about the involvement of young boys? Have young men, like youths, been part of your group too? Because I'm always thinking about our, our Dorvo to come and join us. Have they joined you too, Leila?
They've recently started showing interest, like approaching us and asking if they could participate and even share their stories. So they have. before we used to say for breaking the silence, we were focusing on mothers and daughters and young girls. But I feel like we're slowly trying to open that up because we as mothers and daughters, we don't feel like we have the expertise to be helping young men or boys or fathers that may go through that may have stories to tell or that need help. But we're inviting our our fathers, like mom, my dad, or my uncle. They also can help with these things. So having male presence in our team, we've seen that we need to invite more of them so that if people that approach us, like male people, like men and young men approach us that need help, we have people in our team that can help because some may not be comfortable talking to us ladies, us young, like me, a young girl. So we'd want to have people there that they could find a safe space with. But yes, we've been approached.
And we usually take na lako Dr. Tina be tiko kito sasi ko oti do kau tiko na buni wai na nasi mbe kami na tambani ni mbulai na ngas ni buli na ndua na may na tambana ni lawai na legal officer merle so mi taro ke tiko na baka taro so mbe karabe kila que usava como boa taki que é causa louvado e vem na dava como na vaca right na the steps that I need to take and what I need to know na ando la kutiko na ndo na buni lao beleta merakila na leoni banua na lawa e maruroi e kubuti enda kubuti kina na lawa beletir na ngone maruroi kina na ngone membeleta na bullying na non raba saurara kina ngone na cyber bullying na bola mata sora do vosa tu era toda tu na vosa koko na viva karere ndo tal tiko talanga na lawa enda maruroi kina na leoni banua tiko talanga na mo talo takamada a vosa na maramnio visa ngetu kunoko ni ronga ke kambia ko ni sanga ni tora rao na kau bak magala takatiko bango mumbita bango la kumbeka o no mudorbo le indani sina andi sento na Mardi Gras na dava ndova dortiko na street party rosa tsarmai kendo na ngwanele wa rosabi bina katisar sawoti na marau na Mardi Gras sarobe sana no mudorbo misako tiko me vale ma kutiko me vale me mo de vale ia ke bakai bakasangare mai na ngone lewa ya ke bakasangare mai na ngone lewa ya sarau sarangani o lutu kina linga ni lawa ni o lei bakarurungi ko etiko ndona ngone lewa amaina se rosenga ni bakawati rosenga ni balvi bakalawa ko ya sambi bi sarakina na nonda detabi na marama turanga tumbutumbu menda kila na non ritokani na luvenda oyo mukilachiko ibe yo Leilah ndo tukunitu children do you
Parents,
do you know where your children are iya na ngonongo sando don saranga menda na bambimbita kai na menda kila na banua era tiko kena na luvenda o vera vito kani kai tiko kena nonra lako mai vale menda tukuni vira reva o iko nungule o iko na listali no mo vale oiko sinroni muaveke tambu era beleta kem kausenga ni kem kai bakandina ni nataki bakalawa ni wasenga ni damuta na você ena rau saranga ni o meibisu ndo tukuni saranga ona vesu saranga ona me torno mo ripoti o kau saranga ina stesieni iyo ana lawa ni banua sa bimbi sarna nonda kila na lawa ni nonda banua iyo me kaku ninguém da ninguém lutuki kenda baka sori bakinda vala na ve kavango dot ina o barta ka tsuka ambela na buni wai na nasi na gasni buli na legal officer kena neto vaka wata kena liu se turanga ni koro na nasi ba koro kena gasni buli ni kindergarten o ira na marama leo ni songsong ba marama non re liu na liu ni marama na ve songsong lo to voko etiko ilom ni koro sando lako na visureti lako na kere se sang mandangan indona banua Loloma me kito ker me kito ngolean me kito me leba kai dorna binga rabingo me songo mai vikito na matini katumba sandona ka kito ndongo roya nin kito ngai ker ani me kito ngoleani sa keto sa andola ko meni tuktugiyo dola ko mai dola ko sarnga mai bakatotol na adamuta chikolela duana ne yalo ya na silhouette back na nonra group group project rangwani lalaye mendo dona butchers paper malabo ni sprint se va mengan biuna floor ngai komen dona penny mesange do mendavo do robo se ngone leo sange lak meneleo ni group merangai mei makataka na nona silhouette se na va mbeka na Dr. T na kana yalo iyo ocha sangai torna yalo ngo sangai biwi lalanga sangai soli biwi linganra na penny mera sana ngai waka masuti mera tudaki manda mai ke baka ndua e baka ndorobi kondoni baka rau o sanga ni marutaka o lo binti beka lo binti nandalingamo lo binti nandalingamo bako mai ko também no penny mai makataka dalingami mawi dalingami matau se o lo samba beka o lo samba iwei o moku sa moku beka sa kuita beka nambeleti se dona tikini dona kau nakaba ka Loloma Dr. T. Mer satu dake mer ngoni la lengua so vi rambaki ono, ambaki vita, ambaki walu. Mer tu dake tangi mai, mer mai makataka, na yalo ngo na bandu ramoku kina. So vi era makatak sarngana no na tikini angon ratambo. Mer mai makataka, mer lestale mai, mer laku tangi mai, mer mai ndambe. Sa dona ngona bimbi, me watia, mer ngai sangai, mer buke. Mera maka Talanoa taki, mera maka maru taki. So nangona sinranda maka tarongira. Batenira sengone leilai. Senda reza na maboa, na mawe ni maboa. Saru imbimbi na mosi, sa mavumbeka na mawe ni moku. Yeah, but in their little minds, there's an injury there. Kwe senga ni rao ni wali na weni mati senga beka ni rao ni kawi wal ni mula mena lei buke kina yana sona binga rabi senga ni binga rabi lebu senga sochi ni binga rabi lebu senga sochi ni allocation lebu se budget lebu sendona we buke mena mati ni tu go we depend on the kindness and the generosity of the members of the group and what the na partners erna donors chiku sona donors chiku sona mata bubale erndon dondo linga mai sarra bakan din ataka na binaka ni benga rabingo sarangai ala ko talanga mer satu ta talanga mai mer may leo talanga ni volunteers all voluntary volunteers senga na full-time officers senga na balni bola senga beka na ya bakaliba although that is in the pipeline, we have a 10-year strategic plan, and we hope that one day we will have an office, probably a safe place where women and children and men can come. Talanoa, maybe showers and bathrooms, toilets, and so important na listening to their stories, not so much talking, we try and encourage na nonra Talanoa so that they can come forward with this. We try direct them to where they can get help. Tambana beka ni mula MSP beka medical services specific se sondo bola mai oyaw bota kirto na luwengo kito sa tungo ingon sala dua kama yaw kemuni keto mode na rukuni wabu menusori na mbonye keto siningan rema na ilamo keto sinikere ilamo kito kerenga moni maksalta kiyaw mai sebi na monora ni lako kina bela tau samo ko babi tartarabi sarala arto na lubeng warto ngani lalai at sesanga ni buli kito mode na rukuni wabu sa baya sa sa ki mami sa sanga na leo ni songo me somanda nga empai samai gona namba ni empai sabi ko merani bondo basi manda me bondo basi me boliti nandona bonua me ndo manda na kamor tu kanya nang wanengo uti ato gai bitala notal mendo mandanga na bibu kelilai ni kana mo sinikalu Dr. Teresi ni mbera mandanga nyo buna udendua bita mandando na kai musuna me kania me tawa na kitena wakai suluta ki koe me kata Vinaka na ngona me ranyo ngai moran yon rugai be Talanoa, and that is what we try and do at breaking the silence. Sona ngona start tabi manda koe kama na vale ko manda sona kateniaya ko manda sona tutubi. So it's not just about human trafficking, it's not just about abuse and domestic violence. So na banua nga we can na maramat nanda waktu dalingan tikumay sa sar tikumay you know kenda kilana marama menga indo na matamu vale me nganrema na vivu ke sanda do kilami na kolila so nangona kay bangaramo lila na isulu ando yang amoko mom did you give it away o sanga indo wo kera mi bosoti salu bengo wasulia o sulia no mubini bongo ribosoti yawe but instead the need is an immediate need sanga ni round in the kitulimbos talamanda awa tulimbos talamanda sanga ni round awa tondo manda non to mali bola tonga ite kubube buke awa me ndo manda non do lu mechuko non to bank account kento sisang saranga ndo na pen lolo to mo weekend to iyo so naka Dr. Teresi sinranda wawa it's an immediate need sa sinrasar nga nawawa so we just look to the generosity and the kindness of our members and those who have raised their hands, who have come forward chiko viongo subida na marama may Amerika do na marama tiko may Brisbane do na marama tiko may Brisbane may Islandi mother sawati artuletolo na marama may Perth may Sydney do na marama ba ati kung na platform o Mrs. Rokusungu era sa makarita kamay nanonra ngangandre mera tikini bingarami gonna breaking the silence begitu sare then sabi binay tabi sa sangani ni kito garabo nga bakati kito and we don't want to pretend that we can do it on our own o yaw sangani buli Vinaka Dr. Tio yaw nga na form 6 so sa kerwita mango mo salo binak mo sa ko ni buli mo sa abong garamanda nga muli na kada kando na balikaro siya labo siya house girl manda nga iya na loma ni sungko ngo etiko kina ernangwane buli ernangas ni buli ernandoni lawa wairna muniwai bavengu na marama ni ovisa turang ni ovisa bavengu saratit kevengo ersa solira mai they avail themselves belet sarakila there's a need there's a need and then a masu of course but the other menangona Sanda na tuda ke mai, we'll dust our skirts. We need to get up and we need to step out. We need to get our hands dirty and we need to do something to contribute. Vinaka Dr. Tis.
Kunilega. Taros kumingo tali montu, tali bula Vinaka, taros kumoko. How can we help? Or how can we and others help? And dole tiko so meradure na namuti so matini taraya karuni taro tarong chumo tale na conference be kan irunun dol rusul kabana chune rauni ra lewe na bada boy so ke bakarabia bakete kina runa taro ro sambasi kumingo tau
Vinaka Dr. Teresi. Vinaka tale na taro ke na bekao o keretik me pamadaltaki na kabi Vinaka nikua sa bakarita ka oti waka leka na toyabu ni betal nongo ni na bakadorti kundo na conferendi na Breaking the Silence Fiji's and na Freedom Conference and na bakadorti ko na monibulo ochune na mbaki maingo 2024 and na na karus na bulka ono ni singa na kena kabi na opening night o tiana ngai 27th na matakali like kena kabi 28th tali matakali like me ada matali song na conference na kabi ni sa tuba tikongo endo na tuba sa Salo retiko na vikai so and dono me na bakarutaki ke kani bakarorongo tiko mai oni nganreva moni tiki se ni tiki ni venga ravyongo na ke na bakarutaki na vikai so me belata na Breaking the Silence Fiji conference 2024 e tiko na Facebook page ni Breaking the Silence Fiji e ana yavana ni rani bola mai ni rani private mail may biyaw ni raw talaga ni nag-imbue na details ni Breaking the Silence Fiji mo ni raw talaga whether you are a young man the robo mo na lewa etiko na itabi ni running garabay etiko na ka we need you to come forward kito sa waka musuti ke muni ni lakomay. It's not just about the money. Kita ngandrabo tiko sona do robo mera may tuwan dami-dami na may mataka na may akabi o ira na ashes sorry Leila? Iya na volunteers na volunteers na dormo na ngoneleo mera lakumay na soli kakana na tiki na nasi na muniway beleta ni nandua na sick bay mera nang garabi kina o ira ngandrabo na bay buke o ira na counselors na lakumay na nganreba na we makasalataki we need professional counselors kaya makamanda nga o lakumay o sa ni kilana bon mo tamo rin bingarabikina o kire mo bitartar nga may o tukuno sing kilana bon mo bingarabikina o kire o nganreba may tikital nga ni bingarabingo kaya makamanda nga o bitartar may bitartar may kayaw Ela Waqanivavalagi no Facebook page au sana na makitiko kito na makitiko na belitaki na tambana ni bengaraving na Breaking the Silence Fiji ninda na may vaka bata o saba bakarita kawati na tawyaman ni Vital Nongo ni sangangani baleti kenda na marama lotu esanga ni baleta na Assemblies of God in Viti although we are very grateful for the conference in 2013 go sa lakwa ni na visureti be kemuni bakayando na lotu eseleviti kirotuma na marama lotu katolika na Salvation Army na New Methodist marama lotu New Methodist kema kamanda nga o senga ni ndole lotu o senga ni lewe na indona songo lotu nung maramo sa sureti kemunitiko ngonelewa dorobo lakomay damay waitorling ataka na wengarabing go kaya makadorobo ngonelewa o Leilah tiko go chiko tarlevi na dorobo na ngonelewa na tikin na youth wing ni Breaking the Silence wakambota ni rato na marutaka na no muni lakomay muni may sulike muni tikitalangan ni lako go Vinaka. I hope that answers your question, Tali.
Iyo, kla maro sa chugo tali, so talaga rabia tarong mena tarea sa liyo tali. Sa so bisar na natara, Vinaka wali bikim ni natara tiko mai, o Leilah nang kay ready tiko sa nanomuni taro, may ngay luray na kipka kito sa kani sobrango, oro na marama bitina ni ro nang kay ilisubo tali na live go, ro nang kay tobole, meron nang kay somaya ni nataro bikim ni iyo, totoo kasarangan nung dobing karabi tawela binaka Leilah dona itabi ba kita mera na bibuki engan rebi bakawaya hindi na may bakatigir to na bitina ni tormante roto limo de na rukni wab minusur tarot kumingondo na turangan ko sing tarot kumingondo na turangan ko nakabali bu leoni na pakamatalam itu no ko bata merto takos ngayon ni na tamatakatak ni obisa bola katungan ko rin na wabo au sama ni soma ni bo tukuno ba o ir sarangan na wekan tadabi ibu kucinggo ele menango era rere era rere mera ngole ni berto na tamba ni obisa era nanga yada ni berto na obisa ia nang nangunan rakin kita to lako durum itu kaya lako tu na rere erto domong bulat tu erto siang mantangan lako mantangan bisa na wekan tu kani maraw matangan ni retoran ni bitar tarmay bi kim do na Breaking the Silence ya tau au notable mo kutikin to kinabitala membaleta na ngonelewa ni nandi may narewa ko mi I wakailina no ng bulay na vida na madaw sa oti. Wakatalangakina na nung kuitokan yo marida. Mara ko may wakalingay na no ng bulay Amerika. Sa kolistelen langon sa laking buli biti. Membalete ti ko nabi pakatotongani kena vivala na vivado na balabal kuko ya ti ko lomni bali. Dapat na mo oray na tikinayata we na matini ngono rongo tikina na itukutukungo ya sota lembekan na bitu baki bakawaya onia sa rede oti nandolongo na liu baka tubatan kina bika ya to may narewa pamadala mataki.
Vinaka Dr. Teresi, Nabika Yavo and Ananda Banua, Okachiko Leila, this is Dona Nogitokan Kerubital Nochiko. This is quite alarming. Bella Tenibiti na Kende Willy, we are barely 1 million, kito wingarabi may Afrika, may Kenya, may Ethiopia, may Sierra Leone na vida na mbaki rosang bulkaba na mbaki na wingarabi tiko na lamani matambos ke brobura na liuli ni matabubale iya kero kalungata bakalibat ke lela kero nangaso loana kisa kesi ni kito watomani kwa talngane laku ngoe na laku talngani bikoe na nakavak na wingarabi na bitartar bat kero liuni banua bikito na nito sar tiko yani wakayawa na nito bulida tiko na bika kito wakambota na meyanga bikito iviti lore lebu na ka kito sarabi kito bulida me Afrika na kudu na nonra kudu na ngone lalai so na ngone lalai ndo kudu nga nonra yasa ni vale nersambi rabangun tita kinga rambiutu mersala kutu rangai ngole talmai na kabi merangai mesili sana ngone sanga na sili belatin so lebu na wai sana ngone samode lebu meira era kudu mitunga iya ngai sanga tuning dona kabira na kudu dia kudu na maramatinan ra kudu na bunra sa bakatu na nome sa accept tu ya sa revingoma tu ya bikito bakaindo elo tikito ya kito I believe Dr. T and dona kamenda sarava dona kamenda bulida do talena kamenda wakadora and dona kae me bukea na lenga renda bakaisis chukna koya kwendo endo taraba kalebu na longu ondo sarava na Facebook page isa awili ka chukuna mother sawati na lebu ni baka isa na lebu ni ebi nakaya and we can we sympathize we sympathize with the grieving family kerto nangonengo but for me personally sana wote na baka isa then what then what keba rani da baka isi chunga na madha wango saba kaya lichukuba malu ana itukutuku mbele tukana maramni nandi yeah what's important is after all this what can we do what can we do ndo kaya bakabunga Dr. Teresi oyaw na nongo reda na nongo involvement kinito wakaitabi wakamata bubale na breaking the silence. We see it as an investment in the safety and the security, the protection of our children and our grandchildren. And for those who will come after us, those who will come after me after I'm gone. This is an investment. Na being on a todoko lakwe ngawia. So lako kalakana, so lako ilebuka ikandabu, me sonango na mosa bakatartututaka. Oh no. I need to go. There's someone there that needs me to come. Someone's waiting in silence, in brokenness, trauma, pain. I don't know what pain. I don't know pain. I don't even know. My children don't know pain. They've never slept under the bridge. So what do? Do I just enjoy the luxury of my home? My money, my car, and what about these others? Who's going to go out there? How can I sit and watch, fold my arms and cross my legs when there's someone out there is dying? Ayaw sa report ta kay vida na nungo neighbors. And rendro Leilah. Ayaw sa ngiriba vida be commissioner. Ayaw sa report Ibalo tumandangando matawiwi o Leilah. Mondo lako salitarato da nangoneleo. Do kuch kwemai do tukuno Leilah mami kuni mahangor bela tanyo ka naman tuwa Sengo sin ba mandua like koya. O sin ba man expose taka endo, expose taka na crime, we expose taki setani, we mo expose taka na va. Beleta ni otingo mesaya like me tinike. I want this woman in Nandi Narewa to be the last one. To be the last one. No more. We must put an end to this abuse. And how are we going to put an end? We can't put an end to this if we remain quiet in our homes. We need to go out there and do something. Don't tell me she didn't have any neighbors. She lived in the woods. No neighbors. Where are the burly men of Nandi, of Narewa? Where were they? You mean to tell me no one heard her crying? So was this her first beating and her last beating? Kila baka ndona na elongo busolo na elongo kem kasanga ni busolo tiko na elongo kem nina barum kisa sanga ni tangi tiko na elongo. Well, I don't know. I'm doing this because I don't want my sister to be abused by her husband. My family, my entire family, no. O sabo kare takevira berrango ni lalai ndo mantanga na bungongo leilai. Koti kwa mai na tinana na tevingu ivale nimber ni tekabubuli oka when she was 5 in kindergarten dona mavawa e ko chuk mai na ngone ngome drop the kike kero we Talanoa question kila ko ni breaking the silence sin kila ko ni ngo ndona program sin kila ko ni ga sona ka na kaya buti ko na burubura levu ko kila ngo ko ni sabar le kindi Dr. T we kemni na bakarong ti ko mai o tinga bakalele na tekabuni buli sala ko mo ko e may tuko na tinana ni ruana durubula la ero muri ko e na bathroom ngail o ko lo kataka na katumba arosa ngai kavibi ko chuko may tum kavibi chuko may na vana e ko chuko ila mangori kasaro ko iyo na vabi ko va kamo chiko o iko number 2 chiko se ko number 2 chiko na vabo va kamo chiko ikeri o may bakalilay na inalba na laman ni korlebos korturang iya ngai chukon na footpath menge lako na room ni baveng ongas ni bule lewan doanga lako ko le kerker sa natalindua rento maniko iya na buli ko na kasa baka buli di be ko lako ibal ni bo kerker bingas ni buli tuko na be ko ni obe abak natak na room ni baka veng kuni lako nga me kilach ko ngas ni buli ni osalako loka taka na katumba baka nga taka na balibo sama kiko Vinaka sabata na lingamu les talemai o ko nge me tukutu kuni rer ke baka ndo mukutiko ndo taraiko ko sanga ni marutaka na sabaka bulidi chiko me vale yamba kiva yamba kilima so vir na ngone ngo baka dormir na baka saurara ta ke ba dormir era loma taro tu era sinkila na thapa ngona Loloma ngona mera beleta na thapa beleta ni senga ni ravoka bulivi senga ni ratumberi senga ni ravaka ruta kivinaka ena ravoka thap ni ravaka ruta kivinaka ni ona mandanga asenga ni vaka ruta kivinaka iya I don't want to beat anyone down na nungu itabi na nungu itabi I've taken it upon myself ke makaindua tiko lenga oya usa solia usarangai kia imal ni lotu sene chiko ngo artundo manduana lubengu ni salande ke me Ethiopia mandanga kito sanga yava mandanga yani arto sarong wada na lubengu ni sabwa se chiko me katubale ka wando tal nungu neighbor esi sanga chiko mandanga na bikilai oya sa hi good morning how are you sarto durmay na nungu rumo Mani, ko was chuko bizi. Singo bambula chuko bi kona maramaya. Okoya flight attendant ni Ethiopian Air. Kimro vikilai. Singa kirosi ni vikilai. Iya sabi ko muskin vikoya. Singo via bambula nga vikoya. I was determined within myself that I'm not going to be quiet, and that's just me. And that's just me. I want to be involved. Sa norto norto, mami ngor na aborosa. Senga ngor senga ni aborosa. And a senga ni aborosa. Kendo na kaya dobi koya. O kento ngai wele chiko ngeke. Nendo e mo kuikia se tobi mate mikia. O kento to wele chiko ngeke. To nangai wili wata kera na baka isa isa chiko. But when you were supposed to make a move, kila, orere talenga. Orere, wakatar tutu. Avakambeka dona ka sesenga na dabarna kai na tamata na kerto kerema ni labo senga bio ni labo wada kerto sasenga non rto tiku tiku orto ngebia me bakaruru nungu vale o da buta chunga ya dokta ti mosaba ka masuti keda kem kan dona ngona menda teka bukina menda kala ya na bakambota da bakambota na kalo dana numira telangana wekado irna vi mata bubale dui kai sanga ni bikenda ngani tuke erna dui kai ratungo mother sawa tikito bita mai tubo na ngun sala na dona wheelchair ke dona walker gai di moli lang gai mai tuko na vio mami dona marama chiko ngun sala o koe me kere chiko o koe marama ni rambi tiki wawati pat Indian rambi o ko ngai kere ko ngai metu kuna chiko kwa isa o kere can I take this and can I take that, can I take the drip stand ngai tuko no Leila, yes you can take it, take whatever you need to take, but please just make sure you stack our trash properly. Yeah. How kito sinikilani tuko lenga yu kito ngai maroi tuko sabit sangul lemba to mi maroi tuko na wheelchair ngona ka o sangai tuko na Leila reva ya lubengu. There are people with needs around us. We can't be hoarding in our house. Food going into the trash. Tea bags, vangango, koltak in a rubbish bin. Naman rai, molds ngandel any counter. Sina ina mulangi, lomani fridge. Yet there's someone down the road who has an immediate need. Sangeme koto kwena kaya. Right now, we have abatungo ivake na nito nambeno me collecta ke nangonongo sa sargan dona ka. So and the truck hasn't come yet. So you know your trash is someone's treasure. Someone's treasure.
Okay, the second to Nikila, Bakarakan to Maroto kai vale, the same kila ni dono vale to nganreva too, So Leila, you gotta take it as your mission to maybe take that on to just to keep an eye out on our neighbors. How do you feel about that when mom does that? When you see how mom extend her assistance to others?
I think before, when I was younger, that's when we felt a bit weirded the way she'd approach other people, or we'd think it was awkward. And so me and my siblings would probably just move to one corner while she went and spoke to the other person. But now growing up, it's not the same as when we were children. Our communities, our neighborhoods aren't as safe as it used to be. So I don't mind, actually. And I've seen things for myself, as well as my siblings and our family, where things need to be addressed. People need to be spoken to or just approached if they need any help, that they could always come to us. I think we've had a few situations where people have approached breaking the silence, or our family or mom, and we're able to gather help, or if they needed clothes. I remember there was an incident where the lady, her house burnt down. Her husband burnt their house down. He was drinking. He was drunk.
That was in Edinburgh Drive.
Yeah, he was having a few drinks with his tabale, just outside their house. And meanwhile, the lady and her kids, her young kids, were waiting for the husband to go buy their food. Instead, he bought beer, and she's there waiting for the food, waiting to feed her children. She had a little baby, a little baby that needed to drink milk. And she asked him where the food was, where his formula was, and he told her that there's cassava there. Heat it up and give it to the baby. And they're like, which baby eats cassava? So he was drunk, he got fed up, he went to the house, and then the lady was referred to breaking the silence. So we were able to help her, assist her with
immediate needs,
immediate needs, and then another NGO that was able to house her, and
they built a house,
and even another agency and church were able to build her house back up, and the lawyers, there's a law firm that was able to get a restraining order, do the relevant paperwork according to law to make sure that her husband didn't hurt them again. So there's situations like that, some not as drastic, some that need diapers, especially during COVID. There's a lot of times where people approached breaking this house. We had like a grocery drive during COVID.
Yeah, we had toy drives.
Like groceries, all the necessities to families that lost their jobs and had no money to buy the bare minimum.
Yeah, but it was very small, but impactful.
Yeah, there's a lot of different situations where we could help
and partner with those already on the ground.
Organizations, So that's what we like to do. We don't want to create
we don't want to create something that's already going.
Yeah, we want to just fit in where it needs to. Where people need our help.
Like a safe home for women. There's a safe home for women and children in Spring Street in Turek, and it's run by the Salvation Army. They have one in Spring Street, one in Lotok, and one in Lambasa, and they're doing an amazing job. Yeah, they call the Family Care Center, and they're doing an amazing job. And we have a friend there, Erne Ketenuku, and she's part of Breaking the Silence as well, and she helps us, redirect cases to MSP, to Women's Crisis Center, maybe churches and other organizations, homes of hope. There's Ahava and Aruka. There's Inspire Pacific that looks after young boys. So many organizations, people actually coming together and just giving of themselves, sharing their skills, sharing resources, information sharing. It is amazing. Those who have come before us and already running with, the vision, already doing the work, and we just coming in and just supporting the vision and doing, helping in whatever little way, whatever humble way we can. We cannot do everything. We are awfully small and we are fairly new, but we love it that we can each pitch in, mendal. Sometimes it's not even about money, $20. Guys, ang tumina kinto mananga to sabo chunga $20 no kaya paisa. Sanda do level out nga beleta na ya na rere ay Leilah na rere lebu ko chikobe. Iyo may sanda do na rere lebu na rere wanga. Iyo. Rere wanga. Doon na belata na rere mo Dr. Tia o bakasam taksar baru tamu nganggo na may Talanoa o bakasam taksar na doon na memorandum of understanding ro sanitaka na matintobiti signikin na Attorney General watakin na same man na US Embassy na ken na baka din nataki iso na ken ray tamba ng ngonelalay salay baka nataki chungo America sangay sign pornography for porn purposes arna lubenda arna ngonalay ngonalay sini ngoneleo sini buringon ngonelalay sarna the vulnerable ones sale sangay sanitaki na tikini pepongo belata mena coles talamay na kakeve kwa sa na ko yakitungo na say burbur America in particular sanitaki are there do na kebaka if we don't make noise kebaka okay muni Dr. Tinia sang ni make surati ki Romay surati Mrs. Tarkin Kini Joey Hudson Sosal Becca iyo Rona Marama Ruabulangi after iyo if you don't make noise then kila na bunira sana ngayda kami ko minaksarna
Tina toto.
Sana ngai vaka mi kobinas sangai tumbungana wil ni tamata tam sakani era vakalengai tuna non rambula beleta na pornography lebu na human trafficking go na abuse na sexual violence go na cyberbullying stems from pornography stems from pornography. Na literature, sabi ko yakitungo na taleboni, na TV, they don't seek your approval. You just turn the TV on. Sala ko nga may na porn programs. Sana gay bi press na kichukumango na remote. Beleti ni mera kuni reida na ngone. O kenda na binganeni. Besanda gay, these people don't seek your approval. It just comes on. It's there. It's in the bookstores. Children have it. Children have it on their phones. Another, we're just going to sit and wait. And then I'm gonna back then, ngona ni stariki ni buli, raso machuka na ngoni lalai 20 cents, 50 cents. Ralako na tama na tina na label sere, dona valengot kinda na flat screen level, rasanga baka iduru, doni sartunga na ngoni ni Shortland Street, And dona tama chuko may na bono ni vulser ngay na numamay na lurema may na numoko mela ko may iro na balea. Ngay iro mo ko Dr. T nakangay baka doriti ko ya na Shortland Street sa ka chuko na rukun lang.
Atu.
Ada ka chuko rukun lang. Yeah. Da wele chuko nang gasi ken da onga chuko ke binaka nakakebya. Ya ba bernangon. Ba bernangon. And they grow up with that. Na pornography, na pornography, na cyberbullying, na bullying in schools, na good touch and no bad touch. Baka dumambula menes, sa iburo-buro, kero lako baka ruay Thailand, may kero lebuli. O Thailand, o Bangkok, number 2, red spot, iburo-buro. Red light districts kaya. Ngoni sala to doko ya, na nightclub, na brothel, na strip clubs, zaka to na, raramani matani singa, broad daylight. Senga ningay zaka na midnight, zaka sartunga. Drugs, damo tunga bango na marama. Yeah, so it's no. If we don't speak up, if we don't do something now, yana yalo ni nonda banua, not to from now.
Saranga marutak saranga no mutuko na maya na ni roa Talanoa ke karawada asya matalanga mo ko may varense manidabuti chikino ko na neighborhood watch Belata ni wakasamtaka ni dabuto mo ko sa wakasamtaka rewanga irewai na bibulo isu tangol ba ko sa ti ko na papa atau kira donalo ko ni mata au sa wakasamtaka ni se kalilima au sa do reti ti na neighborhood watch Barataka ya that we are on the lookout for our neighbors or looking out for nadakaya do tiko non da buno da boiti tiko kina ko telistal be na be kaya do me na rewa lako talaga bi na tarong go ritawe ang go makasamta kay sa no mo ko tiko na maramang ko na rongo tiko na natangi sa banang ngoni sa bukit tiko na kalimani ngoni au sa ni baka tartututaka ni yoko sa mo ko makau tiko mai ndano mo ya na taro tiko ngona ko na taro ya na dama menta da kam belet sali weekend mo kana kau tiko mi ya ke makau lingir na visa erto na bosta ke no wekango to na tadina itu kuna beneficisan ni oko endo wosoto lotunga no na rarawa yo ke na dabite dini endaro ni dabitar toro gitaka ke sama boti kuna matani ni lobado orto ni tiko balta ka karto sare tiko na kasalo tiko wa na noni sulu beka se tangi tu beka ni ndo singa ia dotan na ka to vital no taka ke amele bota ke chokabiti hatsen warong tu ko ko membalet ir natural belat di kentu ricu mena sana bito kelera sampai raratakan non sampai ini bahkan yang kaisar non bulan kang buat siang ni tanah maka iya dari teman itu Rambe kaya so na program mo tau tiko be ka bayar na turang ke bakay la ko duro mo chiko teman itu so na rarawa ni non bulan maka mata bubale roni liwa sepe ka bidi roni usul sama kini tau
Yeah, Vinaka Dr. Teresi, that's a very good question. Dona taron bimbi in the dono men the soma erau talangan in the soma, erau talangan in the soma todo kona taro erau talangan in the solibaka samakina. What's important is to keep this conversation alive. Mekakwelangan imbulu o kana maramni na rewango mesame och talangan on the vaka says fizzle out. We really need to work on our next step. Eu bakamboto yao na family na core group na kena bimbi na nonda bakatabulidi ira na ngone na ngone lewa na bakatabulidi o ira na dorabo lalai, and not just our children, but being responsible for other people's children as well. Kendo kilabi na chikorto na ngonengo, oya ondo wena kata mo to be part of other people's children. So nanguna it won't go down well. So meka na itumbutu bersini wena kata menda bosaya ni membelatan luben, right? That's okay. But wherever we can involve ourselves, igual ni lotu manda non rabaka tabuli na ngone esa non reitawa tabi na taltala meramunau wadava kenda na kena bo au lako human trafficking department some years back when he was still in Nairobi au le katalau in a palm court o chia sa o china katalau sana no masaro mulak manda tako sumande tai totongo serta que usaram dona turanka ko via oi kemni sa sini chukui na human trafficking department orto sa to kidaki suba street au ba ungeti kenda ndangole ani suba street dalebi Talanoa kerto na human trafficking department tambana lebu na tambana ngoti ko talanga na bibuke rato rani bibuke kina ena nonda non da tumberi menda kila na be na mula bisau sanda mula donu makati kongo o maningole vexar kero lei sota sar ki kona turangangor ante ke turangango senior inspector Nishkal das atu ko vabuti via una no wawatiko o ko endo ngabira na lewe visa iviti kwa qualified detectives tuva ke mai na turango ni sawo chino na Talanoa bate ke indo na noni tokan ga iduru me bango ko itu ga iduru mata ni katumba ko ba review som senga mandangani no expression senga mandangani smile me via say hello ya talmo ko via yes where you from yeah kila saba kata leo sui na wembat mata o kasareo hello my name is Ela Waqanivavalagi. We live in Kenya in Nairobi, but I'm here on holidays. Okay, maybe I'm a member of the Assemblies of God Church. Okay, ba radio sensarngani kila ko na ba ya don't know over here we only know Susanna Evening, may she rest in peace. From the Catholic Women's League and the women from the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. Okay, anyway, what can I do for you? O chau tukun sarbi tarung ko sar seta ba na bibuke do e bakaruta na tambanan go do no ko na allocation sulia na matinito na ilabo and resources we kito na ta ke mami na chikongolom ni bolango kila do no manila ko mai ni may kerea na bibuke kito la ko na yacht club to service ta na airport kito la ko na bitiko na northern divisions in central eastern division Kituli vakabuli. Dona kana ngangandri saya mokoya. Oyo ke sabi nakavalevu so talan kaki rubital no o keresar so na pamphlet. Tukono ke take the pamphlets, take the brochures. It's there for you. O chasa warla ko mangiba mingo ko via Dr. T. I want to tell you something before you leave. You know these people, these sex workers on the streets, the abused children, women, domestic violence cases, where do they go for help? Where do they go for help? I'm a staunch Hindu. They come to my temple? No, they don't come to my temple. Do they go to the Muslim mosque? No. They go there, take money, and they leave. They go to the Sikhs? No, they don't go to the Sikh. I know. Yeah. You know where they go? They come to your church. Wow. They come to your church. They come in quietly. They sit down quietly and they leave quietly. You don't notice them because you are too busy. Kwa nga dabute ndona bosa, eseng so chini bosa rongo binako. Ona sanga ni dabute Aunga isui na wain bata sanduritu, sa heli kete tu bi ona kake do bi me tukuna bi kwa. They come to your church. They come quietly. They leave quietly. You don't notice them. You know why? You guys are too busy, man. Yeah, and none of us. You guys are too busy. Busy collecting money, busy singing, busy with your programs. Yeah, you don't notice them. They don't come to us because they know we don't have anything to offer them. The answers, the solution is in the Christian church. Au sini ke la mo dhunru se me utangi se me o da au le sumai mai nangona ya dhobo me ni kuesenga ni yali bakandua be ya na bossa ni ko na turanga ni obisango senior detective Nishkaldas turanga bakai tutu lebo na tabani obisa wuli binaka rawata baka binaka no ni tabi ngua na kasa tukuno kwa kenda sarwe onga lebu na ngo no na dabuta no bosa bimbingo so sarangana kasanga ndona beteno iya mino na kaya yang
Mino saranga.
Min na kenam bete iya iya wasn't bimbi Dr. Tini bosotiao. But if I have to say something, I will say that now. Bernito wa tekebu kemnia dabuta talich ngabi kera. We need to say no to some things. Learning to say no, focus on the little things, and focusing on what's important. Get your sleep, eat on time, yeah, and majoring on what's major, what's priority, what's closest to your heart. Yeah. Yes, and I still have my...
But Leila, you were mentioning about the fact that, you know, the breaking the silence, we're not reinventing the wheel. We are complementing what's already there, and collaborating as well. So you value, as a young person, Leila, the work that the Breaking the Silence is doing?
Yes, I do. And especially where there's a lot of organizations. One of our donors or our partners in the US, her name's Renee West, and she said that a lot of these organizations are in the secular industry, and because we're faith-based, they focus on emotional, like emotional help, physical help, and how to rehabilitate their lives and how to get back into work and those kind of things. But with us coming as faith-based organizations, we look at all of that as well as the soul, the spirit as well, and in through that you can fully get healing,
recovery,
full recovery, like all rounded. Recovery, a holistic approach. Yeah, a holistic approach. Yeah, that's what she had mentioned. The way she had described that, it really like helped me understand what the difference is between other organizations and what we have to offer. Because I was thinking, what's the difference? Because everybody
doing the same thing.
Are we all doing the same thing? What's that different thing that we're bringing to the table? Yeah. Because there's a lot of big organizations that work with abused people that have safe houses. They provide a lot of big things, and they have funding and everything. And I was just thinking, we were just thinking, what sets us apart? And even though we work with smaller groups and do community outreaches, we really make sure not to forget that we're faith-based, and that's ahead of everything else. And it's been great to see how our vision and mission and how our approach has changed, especially in the recent years post-COVID, and especially building up to this conference. We've seen that our community outreaches have attracted more different villages and people, but we don't have enough workers, because we're all volunteers, and people still, a lot of our members have 9-to-5 jobs, and have their own families. So when we do find time to do outreaches, it's probably just 1 or 2 in like every 4 or plus weeks. So the reason why we had planned this conference coming up, it's our first official BTS conference, is that we want to have everything, all our workshops, all our seminars, and have all our speakers and counselors come into one space, so we can have all our members or the communities that we've built a relationship with, and other people that are interested, or other I don't know, whoever may listen to our conversations, or just they can all come together, because we're gonna have sessions with
we're having day sessions, plenaries.
We're gonna have livelihood sessions, like after you've gone through your counseling, healing, and growth, what can you do? You know, like there might be some people
to support
like,
yourself.
how can I earn money for my children? And so we're bringing in different business people, different entrepreneurs, single mothers, and you know, to have different booths for livelihood. You know, we want to cover all bases. So this is our plan, to have conferences so that we can all bring all our donors, all our speakers together under one roof, you know, like a workshop and livelihood session, but also keep it very intimate, you know, and
be very relational,
very relational. We know there'll be people that are very sensitive to this kind of
and it's a safe, make it a safe space for everyone, so that they don't get too overwhelmed, or maybe they can get Vinaka. Man, see, they're looking forward, and I'm sure many of the audience members might check out their Facebook page, Breaking the Silence. And I'm just so glad that Leilah is here to also highlight the importance of having our young people getting involved, both young men and young women, and also, you know, your youths, you are role models to the little people, the little ones. You know, when they see you, you know, doing something so passionate like that, they will look up to you, and they want to be like you. So Vinaka Leilah, and your youth wing for doing what you're doing. And I'm sure there'll be lots of young people who will be, you know, interested to hear more about what you do. So tell your youth wing, Vinaka vakalevu, from all of us. And we know you guys gonna do amazing work in the future. Vinaka vakalevu Leilah. And I know Mom has got 2 books to share with us. And I know our sister Letitia is watching too.
Wow, yay. Okay. If you hear Letitia, Bula Vinaka, I share this week. I've been, in fact, I have another live after this, and I've been sharing these 2 books that Letitia Shelton wrote. So weekend na kila Letitia Shelton okoya may wuli bitie roa la kumay ro na naturanga itumbutumbu her parents ro may vakavaka expatriates so kongele wuli andi the kumbao sanga iredo Letitia, she saw the need me la kumay may biti me wase talanga weekenda na vakavaka na binga rabi batanga inga rabati kumay tuumba the same work that she was conducting in Toowoomba. Lako may biti, may daka na Bella Girls, wasabir na wanile may andi dakumbao, lako ay Valentine na Cornibuli, so talimbeka na Cornibuli, so na songsuguloto, resurreti ko may, so tali na NGOs, baungay ko ito Letitia Shelton na daka dakango this gonna na passion ko what's close to her heart. Kwagi wala ro na iwalang disruptive voices of Pacific men who have spoken. Kora sa raoda nangalu, sa rakiloira sa ruta nangalu, sa ngunungo mo sabosa, mo talnota kana nungo Talanoa, beleta mo rani wakangalala takimandango yao, meu ngalala. Mo baka tu sayaw, mo baka sa vata ki yung beka, mo tukuni yao, beleta na nungo itukutuko na rani sotale era mera sereki kina mera bakambulai kina yangona nona ibola beletana disruptive voices of Pacific men so it's not just about the women, it's not just child abuse, human trafficking o ira sarangana turang, the men are coming out to share their story. Mera may kerebe buke counseling mera may buke nguer na tamanda na nganenda guarando bangbai ornado turang talenga era tikolenga iyo ira talenga ira ngalutiko yan dona ngonongo dabaga binibinaka be Letitia for writing this book to encourage those up there who are still waiting to share their story the sangani biya baka saurarata ki ira to come forward, but in God's own good time and way they will come forward and share their story and get the help that they need, mera buke, mera tuda ketale, and to run again. So that's the day you can get in touch with Letitia. If she has books, she has a Facebook page as well. You can reach out to her. With Christmas around the corner, you probably know someone who needs to read this book, who needs to be liberated, to be delivered, to set free, to be set free. Yeah, this is a good Christmas gift. To share with someone who may need it. And also at Breaking the Silence, we have a proactive approach. Proactive, meaning, kito sa nganiwara ka mendo ng wanililay me kudubi. Se mendo na matinaningone, me baka mabotaki. Se me laku veruma na ibalabal di baka totongan, we kwana maramango may narewa. I wonder if she knew sendon beka sali wasebi koya sa moku baka vida o de beka kalawa yani mele buke koya mele tukuna me orani be buke na da orani da kaba no one deserves to be beaten. Kemo kamanda nga tukun chukunila su chukuitumba. You have no right to beat her. You have no right whatsoever to beat anyone up. Yeah. Yana nona right okwaya. Yeah. Keba kau sangani rau di solia wana bebuke. Keba kau sa dhunru. Kerian go and look for help. Maybe you need help more than your wife. O keba kau iko na maramo. O bakara sorarata katiko na tim na turang. Yeah, go and get help. Sini help na sila kaba. Sini help na sila loki. Ni sila ilang ana lenda. Elo binaksar. Get help. Going on the disruptive voices, voices of Pacific men and boys as well. Go the disruptive voices of Fijian women. Again, this is a great gift. Obviously, we look at Dr. Teresa dona tikina lele sar na the first chapter of Letitia. Watch the what's to go pertania chapter 1 behind the bulla smile. A trademark of Fiji is the friendliness of the people and their contagious smiles. From the moment you get off the plane, you are greeted with a huge smile and a loud bulla. I have traveled to many nations and would have to say that the Fijians are some of the friendliest people in the world. However, in recent times, I have learned that behind that bulla smile, there can be a huge amount of pain, especially among the women, and stories of abuse, violence, oppression, and despair seem to be all too common. Sanayala tokekya. Ninangay bulian na maniwala, mo ninangay wili ka na bay tuku-tuku. Era sa wasaya may na marama, sayang walang aniviti, na bay sa ibura-bura, era tukiti-kuki na marama ito kay, era wasaya may Letitia, na kenray tuku-tuku, beleta merani, soli may Letitia nangalala, may wala, na kenray tuku-tuku. And ay walang go, beleta na non-rangan reba, may kakwa talinindua, no more. No more abuse. You can say this today. No more. No more domestic violence. We are tired. Enough already. Ya na inaki na bolango Letitia. Na ibolango. Belate mesa rota. Mesa mundo. Mesa mundo na nakadaka ni biba kararauta kingo. Weira na ngwane lalai. Weira na dhormo na ngwane lewa. Weira na turanga. Na marama. We kenda keve. Mesa rota. Disrupting disruptive voices of Pacific women. Iya. Sotala na maramera we buke tikor taka mata chigo sangeles ngame ngole tisha me Vanuatu wata ke mother tambuya dotala na marama dotala na marama me nandi me sasavara laka chigo kwena lako na be NGO online na virtual program na wasa tiko kwen bela tenio kwea abaka ya ribi kwena na baka rau koko ni sengone lilai wirangana wekana Rebecca took advantage of her as a little child. Okay, enough. I'm going to speak up now. I'm going to share my story. Do tikuna lubena lilai, the robo lilai. Sa ela takokoya. Senga, au na vosa tiko. Liliana Warid, do Talanoa marama, working with sex workers, They're doing great work, but Letitia can't do it on her own.
Yes.
She needs to go back to Mumbai. She has a home, she has a church, she has a program, she has projects that she runs there. So we can all come together and work with Letitia and offer our services. Offer ourselves, our resources. Together we can. Together we can achieve big things.
Yes.
When Vinaka Letitia na iwalango kina bingaram ya may bakadora bakatal nga kina be Gretchen na nonito kani na may bakadoro ko and doing a course we ran a course na accidental counseling. What will you tell someone if you meet someone on the street? Nganrebo ko na be buke. Na ona wakasala teki koya wakazava so na courses vango sa kota mayo o Letitia na nonda vanua Rani, we can take advantage of those courses, that training, that workshop. But what's important? Let's do something. Let's start somewhere. If you haven't been involved, Gila, in this work, it's not too late. It's not too late. You can start today. You might say, well, I'm too young. I don't have a job. There's something for you to do. You have a part to play. It's a very important role. And if you don't come forward, it stays empty. There's no barrier here. Sangani dona religious barrier. Sangani beleti rangana buli Vinaka. Beleti kenda todak. We have a part to play, and I know we will begin well and we'll finish well, because we want to do something for our nation, something for our people. Vakalevu, Dr. T.
Vinaka vale sara tawela o vale sue talitiku na netu Talanoa ke amele tarkinikini o Chokaviti Hudson o Vikarawada o Ceci Bex Peterson nindolanga sere na gaisam tarchunga mo eta ngone rongo o maratak talanga vikimni na warong tikumai era sana ndo tarchunga na panel ber na turang ena singa tambungo au vavi Vinaka kina na ndoto maisha mandiko bat kembro na vitinani adabuta tiko o amele tarkin kine tabut ngoko na wa malini bosongwe see something say something bakung get saranga vakalevu Amerika when you correct donaka mutukuni donaka but kena karuana silence promotes violence ndiko sana ngalu tiko ngai tosuk na beitu wado na beituki na beimoku kong kina na bali setar chuk na beka do me na rewa menda ka kuninda rede tiko na lenga tan de retani se da rede tiko na lenga da tukuni ngai da kapta loka wada menda sa tombal sarangayan dali da ka bendo ka o babi Vinaka kina no bimbo leiti ko mai tawela menda da ka bendo ka we have to do something take action and the singer in the capa da tarong talendua me bibuke se ro le kotalmento men ro le ruabat se kotalmele ro me to le tolbat menda da ka bendo ka me bakana ka tun mai tau me sa ocho chini ka ya be to ke le raya me kotalendo na ka me tarongo da se me reida na non to no viti non to no ke le tani na Loloma ke na bika waitaki ye me lo research ngana non to Loloma ni vale na be ko sa Talanoa taka cukup nak vale butau se mera ngani ta panin taru Talanoa au sele talango na ngau na be kemni tau ke dona kau be wasea te o be babi ni Vinaka pe ko so se o be ba ko ngetel me bir na pakaroti
Vinaka valeu Dr. T. Tomando vinaka manda vikimni. Vinaka valeu na nomni lomsoli. Vinaka vakalevu na nomni vakarutaka na bata-batangona nomni rongoda nomni reitha na ngangandre mendua na bata-bata menda laku bata mekina menda may vital notaka na vika e anga weekenda na kawito keto manda. Rata langanin dangay bakatete yani na bibu kingo ber nandui kai keir na wikanda sanda may tiko be maliway and anon da banua kena banua ta nganda binga rabikina au maru ta kabalevu na bata-batungo karunika o ngandre mo baka binibina ka tekemni na baka tundalinga tikumai be kemni na taro tikumai ni baka rita ka tikumai na nomuni maru taka na vital no baka dortiko na singa ni kuwa. Again, I'd like to extend this invitation ke baka ni kilani rauni na ni bebu ke ni tal-talambeka randin tal-talan daw ni benga rabi may vale na may na yatu ya sawang beka may nasa samara may na mosi na yatu lau ni alo binaka ni tosomay may da may benga rabi bata may da may vekilay da wase bata na veka and the rani wase doon ka tali the last thing Dr. T keremo waka binaka na sang beka ni rakila sang beka ni rarongoda o irna velutaki na Hillsong Australia na banua teka bumaikin na nangu journey ngo many years ago kila 2005 2006 beka sa teka bukin na nangu do kaway takatiko na human trafficking do na maramo Christine Kane, na project, na program ko na 821 campaign, na lako na visa Australia, sa TV Australia to thoko, Europe, ina bibon no London, bibon no keve lako bo ko bate kena lubena lalai, rona lubena lalai, kena watina, na leoni bali, mero kota tiko na tukutukungo, mera baka ngalalatay ko irna besutu, arna mara mera besutu na brothel, Don't you may na newspaper, bangariti ko na summer living garabi na bandonabal ni kana may chamani beka motor man yan may chamani ni bola may ni to itabi na oni na somi baka binaka baka rotaki na nomuni lako na bono na nile baka rurungi tikina na nomuni tiko na kemo ni sao na beka keve gaisanga ni bakakina gayava ngaya ni chama ni ngay kilala maramongo saya ngay sabi sa sang nindo na kakoya bolay may wiyaw na description sa sang nindo ya na kaya ado chingo sa kawaya na brothel sa sex worker service 7 to 10 men per night maboa lobadu mokun mandua rere ni sa may tuyan nando na banua sa sinino na banua kena kaya la takiwasa sinio koya ando talanga na kami na dongangaro ni kina ni walay may na employment opportunities make sure you research it well you talk to people find out na sapo na kenandina kuni ni sale yavo nando na banua o sa sangabi ko na bibuki sa tornum passport sangabi ko na ilabo na kakevea o bakambote ngono binakango menda nan rabaki menda reda na sirens ni sa wanga chukumay na kena vina ndam menda baka tataro da kerebe buki da kerebe sala da taro da masulaka da baka sanggara da lakobayani kuangani da sasanga Lord sa dondo atiko na 821 campaign na kim lebi da kim do lako yani undo namba kia so mananungu mondo do nanungu tokani may Australia kay kayo ko wiaw lako may nanungu tabi na bono mo dilikina nanungu tabi no mo bondo nungu tabi talanga mo so mananungu duru yana singa nanungu lako talanga ya kilanga nakalo ya saranga nanguna teke mukina. That's when it all started. O sale rongo di Christine came to. Nangone ya sa ni Rael nangone leo. Nangone ya sa ni kilay na kudo na sniffing glue na kabaya sa sar. Iya may nangone ya kinangonong go. Baka binibinaka na Hillsong Australia Christine Kane, 821 campaign, kaira na 821 campaign o wuli da kina na 4 P's, na 4 P's, matay na protection, karua na prevention, katolo na partnership, kaya na kawa na prosecution, na bimbi na ramaroroy na ngone, me kako ni ra-expose ta kitu, mera maroroi, mera tango naka, na sani vale, sani koro, mera mode mo kabinake, lomani vale, me loka binaka na katu beleka, dona ngone leo, wala kangana buno kitu wakai tikitikina, ngone leli lai, some years back, o koe kebe nga may, o koe be kudu, embita nga may nalingana katu beleka, e kebe tangana ngone, ko sumbungango vale, dona tete, dame toka nga nangon, dabu toka nga nangon, dabu dondo chiko, o irna kena bora, o ngonga chiko nga sotale na ka, erangay lako may, saya linangon. Saya linangon. Galay tomi nga may na tete, sawo china daka koko, iyo. Samber na kakede, iya, ngonango, proactive, ber niyo mode ng boy, maramatina, kung niyo mode liu, wasa koko, iya mo sana dabu tamandanga, o iko pati kiyaw, kenda daro church ni moede daro check ta kana vina check ta kana gate loka na katumba check ta kina katumba leka iya melo rare na ngoni marsachi ko kede vale ne ola ko mandanga ibali bona bongi le stalemanda le check ta kira era chiko kede sendo ali kendo ali bangare ko se chiko mai vei sa dona itabi bimbi era sangan yang garabaranga na maramatina sa non dei tabi to voko non retabi tal nga na tama sangan dona ito bos mo say doctor it takes 2 to tango takes 2 to tango we need to do this together protection prevention the prevention me prevent taki etiko tal nga non daro itabi if this is to be prevented. Eraw ni prevent taki. Eraw ni prevent taki na kudo. Eraw ni prevent taki na sexual dona sexual crimes unit chuktal ngango. Juvenile sexual crimes unit. Menda later ronga. Mera lakumay, mera may bossa ver nonda dormo nang wane lewa. Ibal ni lotu. Wawa manda sona ka. Lakumanda may. Ni may bossa manday ke. Mera rongo da saranga. Na kudu. Dona ngone lewe kudu nga na Loloma ni diga. May na north. Dona turanga menesa samango en panabua kudu na watina kudu na bungona keve kudu na lubena ke lewe kudu na makumbuna. Report taki ngona police case. Ngona police case. Kawi bali bebesu le bakavengo bali bebesu. Sanondon menda report na partnership na daka kirna be NGOs so sa kirobak madala chipkina sangani rani da kabang o breaking the silence breaking the silence so mindi sar you're breaking the silence what ki family care center what ki MSP nirto da bata lim sar na karto rawat iyo ya na partnership de kena kama na prosecution ni sandua na lenga dua na lenga kebo kama tanga sangay moku bakan dua police stations are le report because there mightn't be a second one araw ni karuangan no moku sa kwe sin madal na maramani na reongo amoku baka visa it be said kebo ka amoku tiko repeatedly gay sanganing dua ele report tamba news visa sanganing dua intervene me bossa buana do rubongo de ti kombeka na nona kila mental dombeka na lenga engan rebo ko na bibuke senga wa ngani rangarabi o irna abuse cases rangarabi sarnga irna perpetrators garabi liwo ko sabaka dalai ko baka mabuataki menangarabi talanga o ko ya bi bakalengay beleta me stop beleta kia ko senga ni report na wekangu o ko na kudu ni kuwa raw sarngani wo chingango o ko le kudu talendo talabal le kudu talika na nagay ka ay o ko ngango ria kamika iyo beleta dice senga tiko ni report so we need to report every case okay wo choyo ndonando report o report isanango baka ulistali China o ko na maram ni mokuchiko ando nangone abis krisanandua o yulak sarayao le report Report. Beleta na vamo. Eu sineva na kata, me mate tu na maram ni China ya. Na nome ni vale, ni mo kutu me na matakalila ya dhaba na mbonyi. Mengi tu kun me ya, wiau. Okay, mate kia, mo kutu ngaya, ngai vimbo tu kia. Sao chibando, ngai vabo. I will live with that guilt for the rest of my life. Because I had the opportunity to say something and I chose to be quiet. One day, it may not be my neighbor, sarangan in doana wekangu walek. Belas ini sa baka matu taka chuka nangalu, and raniado sarangan nung Loloma ni Pebubal. Eu sa baka tambuya ya, au sa baka tambuya na they chisu, and that is why I choose to do what I do. Break this silence, break down barriers, break down all the shackles. Free the people in Jesus' name so that we can come together. We're rehabilitated. Restoration. Rani abuse on a program. Merabu kekina. Medave me ochia. Meralaku talangamai. Meralmi leo talangani laku lakungo. So there's protection, there's prevention, there's partnership, and there's prosecution. Bota. Baka botin sa kuya nga ya Dr. T tom awia baka binaka baka lebu tale be kemuni binaka baka lebu na binga rabi lebu ni baka varitiko and anomani bata batango. I take my hat off to you, I salute you, and I know there are greater days ahead of you and better days as well. Binaka baka lebu na huweka.
Naka, totoka baka oti. Vinaka vakalevu, maramatau ela, Waqanivavalagi, Vinaka Leilah, na nomro suletu na nomro ngona, na sigo Vinaka ni kua. Au kaya ni tutal mbeka sona kanto doro monro thakava, ni uchungo na total na nomo live, au musike mamitiko, na ronan rau bakadhan, ke mamisema tiko ene na mbongi Vinaka ni kua, ene mami maro taka na bekan romai wasea. E siang walangan in romai tukuna na kan rona numo monro thakava, romai wasea sarchunga na kan rosa thakava tiko. Watikir talangan na woni marama turang, Lorwona ngonele ora bakitiko and breaking the silence Fiji. Rokalonga tiko na marama bitinani and bika kedan roda kabatiko. Ndol tal tu na programa ke buka do talango na may muri. Tiko tal do na ulu tango na nganreba mo na may wasakina tau iko tambak kamera baka sa rimbo mbulo terisa na baka yoyan.
Pinakabalib blutaw, pinakabalib.
Totoka na dorme vitala nora. Papi ni Vinaka tiko mingo na biwakani. Sando tuko na mingo more and more please. Bikim ni na barong tiko mai. Au saron tuko na ngo part 1, part 2, part 3, part 4 sa botal tuko liu na kana kami da. Na vitalo ni ko sa rong bina. Na liu ni ba madal ni tau ela. Au sa menda vital tuko na baksa rebu ko tal tuko na kana rong bina ko biao. Tareu bakalevu au eba lati o marutaka. O kila ni leo wiki mami na barong chungo tawel ke mami na baka ungiti mi ke mami na kaba laka san sing rochuk nga ninda sar tiko sing rochuk nga ninda ngalu tiko sing rochuk nga ninda tambi tiko nda wele tiko menta da kaba laka rokalo nga tara bitinani tonga bitar tar tiko en do talangon mengo tonga mesia mata
Nakbalib.
wale manda
Naka ni mwad manda kati ivade ng Vinaka.
Totoko wakaoti na nito bibitala no kero na marama bitinani o tau ela Waqanivavalagi ke Leilah Waqanivavalagi Leilah-Marie babi bina kataka na nito bibitala no en kabi na ni kongo sai kava ni bitala no na madongo na bukti ngani ulu tangan bimbi me tarike de tiko na buku ni nona me pakavengu na marama tau kelera sibo mai na koro o na rewa mai nandi ke tonita kana bitambana ke memsame bitan lo tikongo ni eron di ba enta bakala matake kenda ke seranga turanga na marama sa wala ngani ke na marama ke na bitan lo tikon sika tabungo erto sa suri titiko e bitana turanga merto na ngol mai ke bitala nota kala ulu takango metero ni ndabi ungiti me kai me bak madal takatiko amel tarkin see something say something ni korreti donaka dabute donaka say silence promotes violence. Nida siya nida tukunin doon ka nabi baka tatongan na toschuk. Bala to kada kabati ko nanumutik ngani doluti ko na kada ka. Ono itaka nida tali taka bakale na vitala no kami kamina vitala no bi baka ungeti baka dir Loloma kandina to doko na be kame o se tiko ia ena ke tomani tal tukani ena bida na singa sa tiko ngoi liu ena ranangoli tiko mai na nonto bulaine so turanga singa tambu ke na so talangana marama sa tiko na program mer na siama tal mikin ena bulongo na bula I baloro lepo. Au sapa ko moden bikim ni nakavalevu choka biti Hudson na siama tiko mai babini binaka bertono sa mai bula ngi utunu ko program mele tambue tarakini Wikarawada, wakatalanga kina bai sesi Bex Peterson na mada ko tumai na sema tal chunga mikino marama nita eta ngone rongo kerto na ilaw turanga erto na sema tikumai na wol na kaloka ng bongi ni singa tamu nang ina nama kimai au saba ko mada ni bikim ni todo ksara nang iba kanya ko binaka